Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to this week's Tease Towel. If you join me, thank you for joining me. If you watch this on replay, please let me know what you think. Just say hi, whatever. And if you, as we go through this today's Tease Towel, if there's anybody that you feel could use this, please share it with them. Do you go through your day feeling stressed, feeling anxious? So many of us do, and I used to too. And it's interesting today too. I was had lunch with a friend, and we were talking about the things that you go through in life, the things, the struggles, the hardships, the things that you get through. One, that make you stronger, but sometimes they don't make you stronger if you don't take advantage of learning from that. And what I want to talk about today is the transformative power of mindfulness. It's a way to cultivate that inner peace and joy. And you've probably heard my story so many times of how I discovered my peace, my inner peace, and realizing how long it had been since I've been at peace. So if you haven't heard that, I'm Teresa Emanette. If you haven't followed me, if you haven't heard that, I was in a unhappy marriage. I was on the top of, I had hiked up to the top of Paintbrush Divide in the Tetons, and it was exhilarating. It was amazing. It was a struggle because I didn't hike, I didn't run, I didn't do any of that stuff. And I discovered my peace and realized it had been so long since I had found my peace. So ever since I've been on this journey of really trying to cultivate that inner peace and find my joy. And I have a tattoo on my leg that means joy in Kenja in Japanese. And because this is my lifelong journey at this point now. And what I want to talk about to you is the transformative power of mindfulness and how that can lead you to finding your inner peace and joy. Mindfulness is not just a trendy buzzword that we hear a lot of now. It really is a profound practice that is comes from ancient traditions of Buddhism, and you don't have to be a Buddhist, you don't have to worry about the religious part of that, but also through yoga and different things like that. And it's a practice that can really can help transform your life. And that's what I've been practicing for the next few years. It's really about paying attention to the moment at hand fully, without judgment, and just being present. And it's about paying attention to our emotions, our thoughts, our feelings, nature, the world around us, and being open to that with curiosity. So it really is, in today's fast-paced technology world, all the noise, there's just so much going on. There's so much noise in our world. We find ourselves getting caught up in the whirlwind of activities and thoughts and distractions. And our minds spend so much time wandering back and forth between past regrets, past mistakes, and anxious about the future worries and all of that stuff. And what we really need is, like, the past is the past. It's happened. We can't do anything about it. The future is the future, and it's going to happen our way or not, and we can't control that totally either. So being present in the moment. And if we can be present in the moment, we're going to have a better choice of guiding our future to where we want it to be. And it rarely, with everything going on in our minds, it rarely rests in the moment. And that's what I want to talk about, is like being able to cultivate mindfulness, to be able to tap into that fountain of inner resources that we have within us that can transform our lives. So I want to talk about some ways that we can cultivate joy and inner peace through mindfulness in our everyday lives. So one of the things is mindful awareness. So that's just stepping into that becoming aware of our thoughts and our emotions, but without getting caught up in them. It's like almost like being a observer of those. So we acknowledge we have these thoughts, we have these emotions, and acknowledging it, but moving on and being able to observe it without judgment. We can really create a space for clarity and insight to be able to rise from that. So many times we get caught up in feeling guilty about our emotions or feeling insecure about our emotions and all that, and realizing this is something that is happening, it's real, and it's okay, but doing it without judgment, because we have those things that's happened to us and those reasons we have those emotions, but we need to be able to move past them. So we need to not have judgment about them. We need to be able to move past them, to have that clarity to be able to move on. The second thing is gratitude practice. So I've talked about this so much. Mindfulness teaches us to be present in the moment and to be grateful for what is happening to us, what we're visualizing, what we're seeing, what is present for us in the moment, and those simple things in life, and being grateful for them. And so maybe it's doing a gratitude journal. Maybe it's just stopping and saying thank you. But it's being able to reflect on what is happening, what is wonderful, and that we can be grateful around us, that each day that can shift our perspective into bringing more joy into our lives. Rather than thinking about what is going wrong, stopping and looking at what our blessings are right now in our lives. The third thing is mindful breathing. Breathing can be such a powerful tool for helping to calm our nervous system, to calm our mind, and to help us to be present in the moment. By focusing on our breathing and mindful breaths, we can really reduce stress and anxiety. When I'm golfing, I had somebody talking to me the other day, one of my friends, Misty, who I often hops on here. We were talking about the type of breathing that you can do to calm your nervous system, to calm your awareness. And one of the things I do when I'm golfing, before I take my stroke, because we're all tense when we're going to take that stroke, I take a breath, and then I take a deep breath, let that out, and then that lets go of a lot of that tension where I can do that. So swing with a better, more relaxed swing. So really being able to do that breathing, we know that if you've done yoga, or meditation or any of that, that breathing can really help to calm us. Another thing is mindful eating. I mean, really, you think about it, so many times we just eat and we just snarf it down. And we don't stop and think about the flavor of the food, the texture of the food, and really savoring it. So by stopping and thinking about that, our full attention to that experience of eating, the colors, the textures, the flavors, that simple practice can actually enhance our enjoyment of the food, but it can also help with creating healthier habits. Because when we snarf it down fast and not pay any attention to that, we're going to eat more. We're going to less likely to eat the amount we should and as healthy as we should. So that's one of the things. One of the other things is mindful communication. So many of the times when we're having a conversation with somebody, we think we're listening to them, but we're also thinking about what we're going to say next. So by practicing mindful listening, really hearing what they're saying, and then being mindful of what we're speaking, we can really improve the quality of our relationships, deepen our connections, and really foster empathy and compassion and understanding for those that we are talking to. Another one, this is mindfulness in all of our senses. So another one is mindful movement. So things like yoga or Tai Chi, or just simply going for a walk in nature. And that's one of the biggest things for me, that walk in nature and being mindful of the beauty that is surrounding me, and these sounds, the birds and the rustle of the trees, the wind through the trees and all of that, that really can take me to that higher level of mindfulness. It helps me to connect with my body and what I'm doing, and then to be present in the moment. And so that's going to not only enhance your physical well-being, but your mental and emotional resilience also. And then the other is cultivating compassion. So mindfulness and compassion go hand in hand. And as we become more aware of our thoughts and our emotions, and we also develop a deeper compassion for others, because we are paying attention to what is happening and we are listening to others, and it creates increased empathy and that sense of well-being. So that can improve our connections with others too. So mindfulness is so important in being able to increase our joy and our peace and our calmness in our lives. Life is so busy. So it is very important, especially if you're feeling stress, especially if you're feeling anxiety, especially if you're feeling discomfort in what's going on in your life, using some of these strategies, some of these techniques, and taking the time to be really present in the moment can be so important. Through my journey of positive mindset, through my journey of healing, through my journey of mindfulness, it's practice, it's daily practice. It needs to become kind of a lifestyle, but it's made a huge transition in my life. My family's seen it, my friends have seen it. It really is, mindfulness can be the path to greater joy, to calm, to inner peace, and to fulfillment. So if you can incorporate that into your daily life, Sarita, you know this. You are practicing this as you're going through your health issues that you're going on right now. I mean, practicing that mindfulness, that gratitude, that being present in the moment can be so healing and so helpful in dealing with the things that life throws at us. So if we can, I invite you, everyone, take time, take a few minutes, take a period of time through each day to pause and to breathe and to cultivate some mindfulness in your unique way. It can make such a difference. So my wish for you all, may you find joy, may you find peace, may you find presence in your everyday life. I hope you found this helpful today. Thank you for joining me on this week's Tease Tell. If you watch it on replay, please let me know. Sarita, thank you for hopping on and saying hi today. I know you know all of this, and it's so important, and you can testify to how important this all is in our lives. But mindfulness can be so powerful in transforming our lives and creating that inner peace and that joy and that fulfillment. So I hope you found it helpful. Again, thank you for joining me on this week's Tease Tell. Please share this if you find anybody that would find this helpful. And I'll see you next week on Tease Tell. Bye-bye.